is not the easiest thing to do. I had to definitely take some time to find my groove. My daughter is now 2, she's turning 3, so I'm in the toddler years, which means the energy has kicked up a bit, and now she has me chasing after her. But definitely one of the major things that I had to do, and I was told, was to take some time. They always say when the baby sleeps, you sleep. And it worked some instances. In some instances, I always felt like I had so much to do and so much to get done that I couldn't, rest. But prioritizing self-care and what self-care looks like for me, or my definition of it, pretty much what worked for me, and what was like, my high points, what gave me moments of just, downtime to really just either reflect on what's going on, even if it's not a nap.
Want to learn how to turn your aspirations into reality? Introducing Dr. Tori Ellis, a powerhouse in life and business coaching, known for her groundbreaking book, The Sound of Business: Seeing Entrepreneurship Through Hip Hop. She's not your typical coach. She bridges the gap between business and creativity, infusing her passion for hip hop into entrepreneurial success while creating a life of positivity. A certified coach, best-selling author, and entrepreneur, Dr. Ellis embodies growth and innovation. Her journey is a testament to unwavering empowerment, shaping businesses and inspiring individuals along the way. With a track record of revamping and scaling businesses, she's a force to be reckoned with. Dr. Ellis has transformed not just her own ventures, but also education, fitness, and professional services. Trust the expertise of a true trailblazer, Dr. Tory Ellis. Visit thesoundofbusiness.org today and use the code TRANSFORM for $200 off any coaching service. Thesoundofbusiness.org. Hi, Dr. Ellis. Welcome to Empower Her Money podcast. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, I'm super excited for you to share more about you. Talk about your journey and kind of how you got to what you're doing today.
Okay, so I guess like every, beginning story, it all starts from the home. I grew up in a family who was very dedicated to mentorship and giving back to the community. So with that drive in me, I took that legacy and expanded it off my own, made my own lane, and now I have a few different businesses. One of them is doing youth empowerment and teaching STEAM and mindfulness to the youth. So we teach K through 12. Me and my business partner, my business partner Danielle Corbin, and outside of that, I do transformational life and business coaching as well. So being able to help those entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, or just even people who are going through their transition of, living and being their best self, and finding those ways of doing that in life or in business and showing up for that. So definitely came a long way. I studied in my undergrad with psychology and criminal justice, for my master's with IO psychology, and then finalized my doctorate in human organizational psychology. So it's been a journey of psychology this whole time.
Yes, I love how you started with the home too. A lot of what we learn early on we carry through adulthood, and luckily for you, you definitely had some empowerment in a family that gives back to the community, and now you're carrying that on too. So I love seeing that too. and then you're super smart. I mean, you have your master's in psychology. So let's talk a little bit about that, because I know one of the things you had mentioned is the positivity part of the psychology. So what does that mean to you?
So with IO, one of the main things that I learned was the positive psychology aspect of it. And, making sure that the mind is having a positive outlook. And sometimes that is being very realistic and then knowing to certain limitations, but not being limited by that, finding and shifting your perspective and finding and thinking ways out of the box to then make what you need attainable. So with the positive psychology aspect of it, I fell in love with it because it was giving people not the false hope, but then pretty much showing like you can work on your mindset and definitely work on your thinking processes and how you do that in order to expand your world in so many different ways. So I love that part of it. And then now I just pretty much embodied that with everything that I do moving forward.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you're also a best-selling author. So talk a little bit about your book. What was the inspiration behind it, and what was your hope that you would accomplish with writing that book?
So the book you are referring to was actually my master's capstone class. My professor had us write a book on what we had learned during that course. And I created that book with my passion involved in it. I love music, and hip hop was definitely a driving force for me. So I connected the hip hop culture with entrepreneurship and showing the business side of it. So I did that, and my professor read my book and came back to me and told me I needed to publish it. So with his advice, I went ahead and published it and became best-selling in IO psychology on Amazon. So that was awesome. And then that just fueled me to continue to write more books. So now I have a children's book series. Well, we have two children's book series where, we pretty much are showing them other entrepreneurs, but then also showing them STEAM and mindfulness too. So it has just exploded and expanded into so many different things.
So the student has now become the teacher. So that's very cool.
Yes, I did become the teacher, and then still I always revert back to the student position because it's always a lot of learning and there's so much information out here. So I'm always in that position of going back and forth between the two.
Yeah, love that. Lifetime student. I agree with the same psychology behind that, because the more that we learn, the more that we can teach. So that's great too. And so you're also a new mom. So congratulations.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank
how
you.
are you finding balance now with the multiple businesses, being a new mom, being an author, still being, a student? How do you find the balance in all of that?
That is not the easiest thing to do. Um, I had to definitely take some time to find my groove. My daughter is now 2, she's turning 3, so I'm in the toddler years, which means the energy has kicked up a bit, and now she has me chasing after her. But definitely one of the major things that I had to do, and I was told, was to take some time. They always say when the baby sleeps, you sleep. And it worked some instances. In some instances, I always felt like I had so much to do and so much to get done that I couldn't, rest. But prioritizing self-care and what self-care looks like for me, or my definition of it, pretty much what worked for me and what was like, my high points, what gave me moments of just, downtime to really just either reflect on what's going on, even if it's not a nap, but napping is good too. I find that I take naps just as much as my daughter. Um, but just finding that downtime and making that what it would look like for me, because it may not look like that for everybody, but finding the tools that worked for me and then literally just leaning on that. And with that, I was able to find a good balance, but I would not have had that without my village, who was constantly reminding me to take some self-care and to take some time to myself for sure.
Yeah. So what is self-care besides naps, which I actually still do today? What does self-care mean to you? Like what do you do to help take care of yourself first?
So my self-care practices are like, um, after on Monday and Friday, I take those times specifically to do very minimal work activities, probably send out a couple emails. I don't really take on a lot of clients or take on any heavy meetings that day, those 2 days, because one, I actually have my daughter with me. So we're doing educational stuff, we're doing some bonding, and I'm really intentional with the time with her.
Mhm.
And outside of that, I'll travel, take my time to travel because I love to travel. So pouring into things that I love to do, take long baths if I have the chance to. Typically, you jump in the shower, you jump out, you're on the go. So when she has her moments to herself, I can go take me a nice long shower, probably light some candles, play some binaural beats or, some meditation music and really dig deep into that. I'll probably do a little bit journaling. If it's nice outside, I'll go outside into the sun, sit in the sun and earth, and really just take my moments in nature. So it varies for me, but whatever my body's calling for, I'll give it and definitely feel that. And sometimes self-care for me may be I need to just get some chocolate, so it varies, but however my body feels and that's what I need at that time, that's the care I need, then I do that, even if it is me stepping out of the healthy regime a little bit, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I like that. So it can look different depending on the day and how you're feeling. And
Yeah.
obviously it looks different for different people too, but they need to figure out what is it that's important to them, how do they take care of themselves, and then being intentional with that time. So that's a lot of good information. So you're also a coach. Talk a little bit about your coaching program. What do you help your clients with?
So I focus on transformational life and business coaching. I do love more of the niche of the life. Reason being is because that transformation of when you want to make those big impacts and those big changes in your life, you do need some help.
Mhm.
Sometimes, sometimes it's a transition that is not easy, especially when you're navigating something that is unknown to you. So I definitely love to be that guiding light, probably posing a lot of tough questions or reflective questions just to get my clients to think some more of what it is that they're wanting to transform and for what reasons. Because when you have your strong motivations, it's definitely a lot easier to lean into those changes. But if you're motivated by something that is very temporary, the 9 times out of 10, those habits are going to be temporary too. So just exposing them to dig a little bit more deep into who they really are and what they really want without the pressures of what society says they want. And then from there, we build.
I like that a lot too. So you're kind of outside of their box, so to speak, right? They're going
Definitely.
through this transition, this change, something big, major is happening in their life. And you're helping them to think about, well, what about this? Or what about this? Or have you thought about that? Just so that they have like that clear picture of everything around them that's happening, not just in the moment where they're at in their transformation.
Right, because I feel like a lot of times the focus is always put on what can you do for the outside and how is outside affecting you. And
Mhm.
from what I've learned and I experienced, it's more on the inside that the focus really stems from because then it's a more deeper level of transformation because now it's something that when you are right on the inside, you're able to exude all that energy outwardly. So making sure that inside and you are the way you want or the way you considered is wellness, the way you consider healthy, the way you consider your success is
Mhm.
key. And that helps too with people and their self-esteem, their confidence. They glow a lot differently when they feel good. So it's pointing those fingers and those eyes back inward. So we are definitely able to see those things that may be blocking us or maybe stopping us and then realizing like hey we are in more control with our bodies and with our feelings and our thoughts and our habits than we think. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh, the habits for sure. I'm always working on those because it's very easy for us to get into a habit that doesn't serve us.
Mhm.
And then you have to be able to recognize it and then unlearn that habit too. So what's in the future for you? You've accomplished so much. Obviously, you're doing some incredible business things. You're still giving back to your community. What do you see as the next step for you?
I mean, it's only, as I say, it's only up from here. So I'm just gonna add some more tools in my repertoire. I know for now, I love the holistic part of coaching, and the holistic part of health for myself. So definitely now, being that I have fully enthralled myself in it, it's a little bit different when you actually want to handle those tools. So I'm going to go into getting my certification in sound bowl healing, because I know that was a real point for
Mm.
me, and helped me a lot. And it was definitely something that was comfortable for me. So it's probably going to be part of my self-care too, of me being able to do it for myself, but then, opening it up to be able to do it for my clients as well. And, taking all the other businesses and the programs and expanding it so that way nobody, no kid, no youth, no adult feels like they do not have those tools, and they are resources that are out there for them. And I'm just here to spread it.
Yeah, take the information and share it. So
Yes.
yeah, very good. So we talked about your coaching. Let's shift gears and talk a little bit about your other business, which is more passion and give back. Tell us a little bit more about what that is, what you do, and perhaps a way that our audience can help.
Well, one of the businesses that I do have is a youth program. It is a nonprofit as well. So we pretty much teach our kids STEAM and mindfulness. So STEAM is the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And we teach them about mindfulness and meditation, because social emotional learning is very, very important. And
Mhm.
we want to make sure that our kids are having the tools that they need to be able to self-assess, self-regulate, and to have the emotional intelligence to navigate through the world, right? So we teach the kids from K through 12. We do mentorship with them. And there's so many different facets of the program. It's like a la carte. They can choose and pick what fits best for them.
Mhm.
But ideally, it's literally so they can get the resources that they need in all facets. So we teach urban gardening, mindfulness, meditation. We teach engineering and math, financial literacy and entrepreneurship. So
Mhm.
all those, the nicks and crannies that they would need and they don't get in their regular learning each day
Mhm.
for extracurricular activity, or just like, an enhancement. We do programs for the kids for that. And we give those tools. Even the parents, we have parent universities as well, to give them the tools that they need to help their littles, help their youth, but then also to help themselves with something that they maybe they want to do and become entrepreneurs themselves, or, have a different financial plan. So we try to help everybody.
Yeah.
And
And,
that's all
and
we can
I
do.
love that you hit on the financial literacy. So if you need any assistance, I'm more than willing to give you my time. If you need help with any of the resources, either for the children or for the parents, this is my jam. So if you want some help on creating or expanding those programs, I'm more than happy to give the time for you. So as we start to wrap up a little bit, I have a fun question for you. And I'm curious to see like which way you're going to go with this one. But if you had a superpower, what
Mhm.
would it be and why?
Okay. So if I had a superpower, I think my superpower would be to um hold my breath and swim underwater.
Oh, and
And
why?
yes, because well, right now my daughter is loving all things mermaids, loving all things mermaids, and she loves to be in water just like I love to be in water. I always tell people, if you ask me if I want to be in the sky or if I want to be in water, you will not see me jumping out of the plane. Gravity will bring me straight down, but at least with water, I know I'm either going to sink or float. I got two options. So I would prefer to be in some water, but definitely to be around the sea creatures, the sea animals. It's a whole world down there that, you have to feel comfortable and be able to explore. And that's what I really want to do. So I would say that would be the superpower I want, because I want to be able to not just swim with the dolphins, but go swim next to some whales and, go touch on some animal creatures that's down there, and love up on them in a different way that you wouldn't do if you was on land. So
Yeah.
I think that's my superpower down there. Mhm.
Oh, that's so incredible. I like that. All right, Dr. Ellis, if our audience wants to get in touch with you to learn more about what you're doing or how they can help, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Well, if you do want to help with our programs or give donations to our programs, you can go to our website at www. That M as in Mary, S as in snake, Y as in
Yellow.
yellow. There we go. As in snake, and P as in Paul.org. And we do have a donation button there for you to make donations. And if you want to learn more about our program, you can find it there. If you want to book coaching with me, or learn more about my coaching services, you can find my website at The Sound of Business. So literally the way it sounds, thesoundofbusiness.org. And you'll have the coaching stuff available. I do have a promo code right now for anyone who's interested in coaching. Just put in a promo code Transform and you'll get $200 off of your coaching.
Yes, love the discounts. And that was the name of your book as well, right? The Sound of Business.
Yes, that started the whole thing. So it just so happens my books are always starting my business ventures. So the book started this coaching venture, and then my children's book started the programs. So, yeah.
Amazing. I can't wait to see what's in front of you. For those that are maybe listening and not watching the video, your face is just so lit up right now. So you can tell that what you're doing is your passion and you love it. And when you come from your heart and you're working in business, you're going to go so much further because people can tell that you care. And when they can tell that they care, they want to work with you. So definitely reach out to Dr. Ellis if you want to learn more about her coaching program. I'm sure it's filled with positivity and would love for you to just be able to share that with more people. I really appreciate your time on the podcast today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all the listeners that are listening. You're doing an amazing job, Angela, and keep up the amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning into Empower Her Money podcast. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast, and leave a review wherever you are tuning in.
No, I suggest doing both. I suggest doing whatever you want your business to grow if it's for your business, because whether you get paid or not, you're going to get paid from your business if you're constantly posting about your business. I tell people to mix it. A lot of times what we do as business owners is we have 5, 6, 7 business posts a day, and it becomes very scammy. It becomes very irritating, and people begin to unfollow you. Allow people to fall in love with you. When they fall in love with you, they're going to fall in love with whatever it is that you're doing.
Hello, Empower Nation. Welcome to Empower Her Money podcast. I am your host, Angela Duncan, speaker, best-selling author, serial entrepreneur, and we talk all things money and business. Today's episode is sponsored by freemoneytipsbook.com. freemoneytipsbook.com. Head over there and get your free ebook with 7 unshakable tips to help you on your financial journey. Today's episode, I am interviewing Tanisha Bowman. She's co-author and social media influencer, and she is going to share her secrets on how she went from 4,000 followers to over 170,000 followers. Check it out. Hi, Tanisha. Welcome to Empower Her Money podcast. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I am doing amazing. All things considered, the sun has come out and it stopped raining, so I'm super excited for this today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I would love for you to start off. Tell us your story and kind of how you got to what you're doing today in your business.
All right. So as Ms. Angela said, my name is Tanisha L. Bowman, and I am a social media influencer because I absolutely love social media. I am a motivational speaker, empowerment coach, and co-author. Basically, I wanted to have fun. And that is so serious. I absolutely love to have fun. I love to smile. I think smiling is so important. I think when it comes to social media, people want to laugh or learn. So I literally started having fun on social media. And next thing you know, the followers just begin to blow up, as they say.
Yeah, and your Facebook is incredible. I mean, you have so many followers, and I know you talk a lot about it on your Facebook page, and you coach and teach about that too. How did you decide like this is going to be the business that you want to do?
So I have a business, and when the pandemic came, I realized that TikTok was the ongoing thing. This was the best way to promote your business. So I started promoting my business on TikTok, and then I started doing TikToks for fun. Next thing you know, Facebook Reels came. So when they came, I really simply just took my TikToks, uploaded them to Facebook Reels, and sometime later received a notice to receive payment. And I was like, oh, wait, what? Huh? I'm just having fun. But if I can get paid and have fun, then let me try it out. So then I really started getting into the, funny stuff and the educational stuff, empowerment, things of the sort, and just sharing my life story. Because that's what I realized. The R in real is for real, REAL. People want to see your real life. We get so focused on trying to be perfect, and trying to make sure everything is neat. People need to see real. People need to be able to relate to you.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I definitely need to do a before video about all of the flooding and everything that happened this morning with the podcast, because
Yes.
that's real.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't know that you can get paid from Facebook. So you stumbled upon that. Can you talk a little bit about like what they're looking for as far as, how do they decide who gets payment?
So it goes for your reels, which right now they put a stop to payment for reels. It's going to start back in 2024. So anybody that's interested should start now, because you have to get invited. So there isn't a rule. Sometimes people think you have to have a certain amount of followers and all of that to get invited. You don't. It's all about the views. If you are getting the views, then Facebook will eventually invite you. Doesn't matter if they like it, doesn't matter if they comment. It's the simple view. So you got to do something that's catchy enough to get people attention so that you can get the views.
Oh, that's very interesting. So that's good to know. When you're going through and like coaching your clients, what are some recommendations as far as like, is this a business page, a personal page? Do you have to do one or the other in order for Facebook to consider you?
No, I suggest doing both. I suggest doing whatever you want your business to grow if it's for your business, because whether you get paid or not, you're going to get paid from your business if you're constantly posting about your business. I tell people to mix it. A lot of times what we do as business owners is we have 5, 6, 7 business posts a day, and it becomes very scammy. It becomes very irritating, and people begin to unfollow you. Allow people to fall in love with you. When they fall in love with you, they're going to fall in love with whatever it is that you're doing. So you need to promote real life as well as your business, and post. People are so scared to post. Oh, well, they're not, they're gonna get tired of seeing me post. If it's funny, post it. If it's educational, post it. People need it, and everybody don't see every post.
Yeah, that's very true. I'm definitely not a Facebook guru by any means. I make sure to post, but that's good to know about the reels. Probably don't do reels as often as maybe I should, to promote business and get more people to know me and to like me and to trust me. Now, when people are looking at the other platforms, are there other platforms that you can give us any tips or recommendations on outside of Facebook?
Absolutely. They're all kind of the same. TikTok, people want to laugh or learn. And what I do a lot of times in TikTok, if I want to go redo a reel, I'll go into TikTok and do my search. TikTok is the foundation. Let me just say that. Everything is on TikTok. You don't have to reinvent the reel. If it's something you want to do, if it's a voiceover, if it's something you want to act out, 10 times out of 10, it is on TikTok. Okay. So I go to TikTok, I search something. Let me see something funny today. I search a certain hashtag and I'm looking for it's Christmas. So I'm looking for Christmas trees, because everybody on my Facebook platform really thinks that I decorate Christmas trees because I post Christmas trees all day. But TikTok is definitely the other place that I love. Instagram, I love. It doesn't love me back as much yet, but I do love Instagram. But TikTok, you can find any and everything that you're looking for. You can redo it and you can post it on your other sites.
See, I haven't made the jump into TikTok. I have an assistant. Luckily, she posts for me on TikTok. I've never been on the platform itself. I use YouTube a lot for searching. So obviously TikTok is probably more popular now, especially with like the younger generation. And I also thought you decorated Christmas trees, because you do post that a lot. So tell me about what's behind the Christmas tree. Why do you do the postings on the Christmas tree if it's not your business?
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm all about having fun. In the world we live in today, so many people are pushing away from the internet because it becomes so depressing. It can
Mm-hmm.
get so messy. You know, there's so much going on, the gossiping and busybody and talking down on each other is fun. My family and friends that know me, they know that even though I used to decorate, that I don't decorate, and they know that I don't cook. So when they see me posting some type of great meal, because you probably thought I cooked too, or some type of Christmas tree, they know that it's all fun and games. And that is my goal.
Oh, good. And it draws attention to you because I look
It
at
is.
the Christmas trees. I'm like, wow, that looks so amazing. I wish I could do that. Tanisha's so talented, but it's not even your business.
It's not even my business. I get so many inboxes. How much do you charge? And my question behind it is I don't understand the question. You have to look at the comments sometimes and you'll see people cracking up and like, girl, here we go again.
Oh, that's so funny. So kind of pick something that, you like and is inspirational for you too, so that you put it out there and then you catch the attention of the other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's all about the engagement.
How did you get so many followers?
Reels. The
Okay.
answer is Reels. I was at about 4,000 followers before I started posting Reels. I started posting Reels and I went up now to 170,000 followers. I have a business, and on my business page, I was at about 5,000 followers for a year. I posted one Reel that took me to, I think I'm at about 15,000 followers, and that's within a month's time. The growth is like 11,000 new followers in a month. Facebook Reels or any Reels on any platform is the answer. People love Reels.
Wow. I didn't know that either. So that's really good information. And are you posting 100 reels a day, or how do you approach, because we only have so many hours in the day and you want to be
Right.
able to focus to grow your following, but you want to focus on your business too. So how do you determine how much time you're spending on the different platforms?
So I have a Reel bank. So what happens is on TikTok, when I have days like today, when I had to get all cued up for you, cued it, that's the word when you're an entrepreneur, because you get to make words. But I got really, really cute and put my nails on. These are press-ons, and put on my makeup. So today, after this podcast, I'm going to get at least 5 to 7 reels done, and I'll probably post about 2 of them, and the other 5 will go into my reel bank for days that I don't have time to create reels.
Gotcha. And can you schedule reels out, or is that not a function that's available?
You can schedule reels on Instagram for sure. TikTok and Facebook, you cannot yet.
Okay, very interesting. So if you dedicate like an hour or 2 hours and just record a bunch of content and save it on there, that way you're not having to record every day, and it takes 2 seconds to post it. So I could see
Right,
how
right.
that's a really good use of your time, because I think a lot of people say, I don't have time to do that, but you can
Exactly.
make time. You can make
You
time.
can make time. And especially the way Facebook pays, because Facebook, when they pay for reels, I don't know how the new program is going to be, but for the past program, they pay up to $35,000 a month. So if you're actually
Wow.
getting paid good money, then you can make time, and then you can get paid for the ads as well.
So I mean, that's a whole business in itself right there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so exciting. All right. So I have a fun question for you.
Yes.
If you could pick a superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, okay. So if I could pick a superpower, I would have a wand that I would tap you with the wand. And every time I tap you with the wand, you would laugh. I'll just go around tapping people and people would just burst out laughing.
I love that. That's the first time I have heard that one, and that would be so incredible. I was listening to Gary Vee the other day on a podcast, and he was just saying like how positive, happy people, we have a responsibility to share that, because there's so much negativity in the world, so much we can't control and things happening. I get that, but we can control our attitude, and we're not sharing it enough. So he's like, get out there and share it. So if I could give anyone their superpower wish, it would definitely be you. Yeah, I love that. So,
Yes, people forget to laugh. I used to have a business called We Smile, women entrepreneurs seriously making intentional laughs every day. We tend to stress and worry and, fall into deal with anxiety and depression. And I understand that that stuff is real for some people, but I also understand that it doesn't help anything. So sometimes you just have to stop. That is a family thing that we do in our household. Okay, that's an activity. Sometimes you just have to stop and just laugh for no reason. If you ever take a picture with me, one of our pictures is going to be us when we just burst out laughing.
Oh, I love that. I'm definitely gonna put that into practice.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Awesome. Tanisha, so if our audience wants to get in touch with you, learn more about what you're doing, see your Christmas trees or the cooking that you don't do, how do they reach you?
So my social media handles are Tanisha Bowman. That is for Facebook. And then you can do Tanisha L. Bowman for Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. The Facebook is Tanisha Bowman, and then the other is Tanisha L. Bowman. Or my website, tanishabowman.com as well.
Yay, awesome. I really appreciate your time today and giving us so much valuable information about social media. I learned a lot. I don't know if you can tell I was taking notes over here, but thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into Empower Her Money podcast. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast, and leave a review wherever you are tuning in.